Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey guys, Paul here. Welcome back to the channel. A very exciting day today because I am going to my first Rivian first mile test drive. We put on a reservation on Rivian R1T in June this year, and a month after, Rivian has sent us the email, invited us to go have a test drive on the R1T. So today we are going to a Rivian service center in El Segundo, California, and take a test drive on the R1T, and I will share the whole test drive experience with you. Let's go. Just got here at Rivian Service Center in El Segundo. Okay, before we take a test drive, we arrived here really early. Let me show you all the Rivian that's parked here. There's so many colors. I believe all the color that you can choose from your configuration are here at the service center. Let's go check it out. Alright, so he's gonna take us to check out the car, walk around.
Walk around first, kind of look at all the highlights, and then we'll go on the drive. Do you want to do the button pushing?
Oh, she loves, yeah,
okay,
she will
cool.
try to do it.
Let's start at the front. So this is our front trunk button. So there's a soft button there if you want to hit that. And of course this goes up by itself. So inside you've got split level storage, 11 cubic feet of storage. And then this is held up by a magnet.
It's a good size.
What's nice is it comes with the portable charger, and that's got the 120 and the 240 adapter.
Awesome.
And then this is your gear guard cable, and I'll show you when we walk around the back how that works. This is part of the security system. Yep. And that'll go down. Okay, there you
It's
go.
a touch, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do touch that. I did that the first time as well. This is your charge port. So of course your level 2 charger, which is compatible with that portable charger that you saw in the front trunk, as well as commercial charging. We're building our own network called the Rivian Adventure Network, which is fast charging. And so that's what that will be for. This is Compass Yellow. This has got the 22-inch bright sport rims, which look amazing. And then this is probably the most iconic part of the truck. This is the gear tunnel. So go ahead and hit that button for me right here. Right there. One more time to give a little. And then just open that there. I'm going to open the other side so you can see all the way through.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite storage space that no one has, but Rivian does.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Lots more space in there. You do have a 12-volt plug. That these have a max load of 250 pounds, so you can actually sit or stand on those.
Yeah, you can stand on it, Nat.
No, you can.
Yeah,
it's fine.
See?
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
And what's nice about that is if you have the crossbars up on the roof here, you can access things as well as the back of the bed.
Awesome.
What's nice in the gear tunnel doors as well as on both sides, there's additional accessories. So on this side, you've got your air compressor hose, and I'll show you where that hooks in the back. On the other side, you've got a first aid kit.
Awesome.
All right, one more time. There you go. Okay, and then open this for the tonneau there.
The one on the top.
Yep. That's your electric tonneau. So what's nice about that, with it closed, you can lock everything in here.
So if you order with the manual, not electric tonneau, you just pull in and out, just like that?
So I haven't seen the manual cover yet, but my understanding is there's 4 pieces that you're able to actually remove and then store it in the gear tunnel.
Okay.
But I haven't seen an example of that yet, because all we're currently producing is the electric tonneau.
Okay.
But I am excited to see what that manual looks like.
So a lot of people, like manual stuff.
Yeah.
So it's less likely to break. You know what I mean? Yes.
True. Yeah. Couple of features on the back. So you've got two 120 volt home style plugs on this side. And then if you lift that door up right there on that side, that's your air compressor. And so of course the hose fits there. You've got a nozzle that goes with the hose in that pack that I showed you on the gear tunnel door. And this will go all the way up to 150 PSI.
Yeah.
And what's really nice about that is once you set your PSI and turn on the air compressor, and let's say you hook it up to one of these tires on the truck, the air compressor will automatically switch off once you reach that PSI. So very convenient if you're doing off-roading or...
Right, you let the air out and then put the air back in and you go back to...
Or even inflating other tires on other vehicles. Because what's great about this is if you have other people around that need help with inflating tires, you can do it with this truck, which is cool. And then of course those two plugs right there, if you see that, that's where the gear guard cable goes in. Yeah,
so that security system, right?
Yeah, that cable I showed you from the front, what that essentially is an extra accessory. So let's say you are not able to close the tonneau and you have like a valuable mountain bike or something. You can lay the mountain bike down and then you can wrap it in that cable, put it inside of those two plugs there, turn on gear guard, which is your security system. And that way you've got that extra level of security. The gear guard cable is made out of like very heavy duty, almost like aircraft cable. So hard to cut, hard to steal. So it's kind of an extra level of security, yeah.
So if someone tried to steal it, it triggered the security and that camera will capture everything, right?
Yeah, so if you've got your gear guard cameras on, it would definitely record any kind of monkey business that's going on.
Yep, that's awesome.
So normally if you order a spare tire, right now it's got a gear divider, but what's really nice about this is if you don't necessarily need a spare tire, there's a drain plug there too. So you can actually put ice and tailgate or put wet storage in here. Yeah, this. And that puts it in nice and snug. And then this is just a manual up, but it's nice and lightweight.
Can I try?
Yeah. Actually, hit that down again and then try it again.
Yeah, not bad. I can do it with one hand. Okay, let's go check out the interior before
you're good.
we go for a test drive.
The other person canceled,
so this is the real wood?
That is real wood, yep, sustainably sourced wood.
Wow.
It's the Black Mountain interior.
It's like a charcoal finish. Love the interior. It reminds me of again Volvo's. You know, it's really nice finish.
How you doing?
Really sturdy.
Good to see you. Your hair looks good.
And that awesome glass roof. Let's check out the back seat real quick. It's really nice, comfy and roomy back seat here. You got a screen in the back to control the AC in the back here too, with heated seat.
And larger. There's also some secret storage right here under the seats.
It's really nice finish, even on the door panel. This is the back door panels. That wood finish still comes around here, so beautiful finish with that
ambient
metal.
lighting at night around the edges here. And then, since this is the adventure package, this is your Meridian subwoofer, additional storage.
So you got storage underneath the seat in the back too, if you need it. It's awesome.
And what's also nice about the back here is if you pull down the armrest, of course you've got cup holders here. You've got another area for storage. You can put your phone there. But what's really nice and kind of unique is there's a roll-up door here. And if you roll this door up,
you have access.
You actually have access to the gear tunnel. So you can put like a cooler or kind of anything in there that you need to grab on a long road trip and just reach back there, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I love that function. I just told my wife about it. It's awesome.
And then if you do have somebody that sits in the middle, there is an adjustable, which we can actually do for you since you're going to be sitting in the middle. That way you've got a headrest in the middle there.
Okay, so also the compartment under the seat. It's pretty cool. Oh, I want to check out this in person. Haven't done it yet. Oh, Bluetooth speakers. This is so cool.
So what's nice about this is basically you can pair this with the sound system on the truck, or you can pair it with your Bluetooth. It does have a built-in lantern. And of course, where you pulled it out, that's a charge port.
So every time you plug it back in, it charges.
It's going to charge and it's locked in while you're in drive as well. And then when you put it in park, you're able to access this. But this is a nice little piece. And then of course there's an additional USB-C, so you can charge things off of this as well. So very handy if you're out in the wilderness or just having a party.
I love that. I need to check out that flashlight.
Yeah, the torch.
Yes, that is awesome. So every time we take out to use and put back in, it charges through here, right?
Yep.
Through the butt.
1,000 lumen, and it's powered off of the same type of battery underneath the battery pack.
That is cool. Let's go for a test drive.
And then we can adjust your steering wheel. So hit steering wheel. So the roller buttons, the right side is going to be up and down, left is in and out.
Okay. And then
that's up and down.
Okay, I think it's good.
That's good. And then your side mirrors, how do those look? So the buttons on either side are going to be left and right, and the roller is up and down for whichever side you're using.
So all of this seat memories and mirrors and steering wheels, so you can just put it in your profile, right?
Yeah, so if you hit remember,
right,
that'll remember your settings. But when you take delivery of your vehicle, what we'll do is we'll pair like a phone key with the vehicle, and that way your initial setup, every time you get in the vehicle, your profile will be saved with all of your settings. You got your seatbelt on?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, so what we're going to do, and the great thing is you already know about brake regen. So one thing that I hear from a lot of people that drive EVs is that the brake regen is fairly aggressive. We'll stay on standard for this.
So
there's a standard and a high.
And high. Does the standard come to the stop?
Both of them do. Yeah,
okay.
Standard and high. And the thing is, like, we're at a pretty high charge right now, so the brake regen will not be as aggressive.
Right.
But it will be pretty substantial. You'll feel it, especially when we pull right out here. You'll get a good feel for it.
Okay. So the charge is what, 80? Something like that, 80%?
Yeah, so we don't do percentage, we do by miles, but yes, the charge right now would be about 80 to 85%. Okay. And then we're going to keep it an all-purpose standard. This is a new over-the-air update where automatically it'll adjust ride height for efficiency. So we'll just keep it in this for ride comfort.
Okay.
And then when you're ready, you've got a column shifter there, just tap down, and that's in drive. One other feature that this has is the hold feature, so if you take your foot off the brake, the vehicle actually won't roll until you put your foot on the accelerator.
Right.
So whenever you're ready, we'll actually go down the street here and we'll make a right at the stoplight.
Here we go. First time driving a Rivian R1T. This is on the lowest setting, right? The suspensions.
Yes. Well, this is actually on standard, so this is 10 inches off the ground.
Okay. And the drive is on all-purpose.
All-purpose standard. So actually we're at 11.5 inches off the ground in the current. You can go as low as 10 inches in all-purpose, as in a high as 13. Doing okay temperature-wise back there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you'll just keep going straight. We'll go all the way down and make a right on Rosecrans.
Does Rivian has the driving assist system?
It does. It's called Driver Plus. And basically, it's geo-fenced on freeways right now or on major highways. So if you're going down a major freeway, you essentially tap down twice on the driver stalk, and that activates Driver Plus.
So keep the car in lane?
It will, yeah.
Okay.
It'll keep the car in lane, and you can actually control the distance of the vehicle in front of you with the right roller button. And if you do depart that lane, that actually cancels the Driver Plus.
So now I'm driving a one pedal, actually.
That's right.
So all the brakes from Regen, right?
Yep.
Even on the standard, Regens feel a little stronger than Tesla, I feel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when it comes to like stop. Yeah.
That's what I hear. Most people who drive other EVs tell me this is a pretty strong brake regen.
Like this glass top.
Yeah, it's got a special heat laminate, and it's really good at blocking out UV as well.
So this comes standard in any trim?
Yep. The Adventure trim, which is all we're producing at this time, definitely, as the roof.
So when do you know when they are going to start producing the dual motor? Because right now it's all quad, right?
Yeah, so everything right now in production is quad motor. I don't have any information as when they kickstart that, so I'm not sure. I know that you can reserve a dual motor right now, but to my knowledge, we're not producing that yet.
We actually wanted the dual motor.
Yeah, I think I'll do that too, probably.
Yeah, I mean, the dual motor is still four-wheel drive. Right?
Yes.
I mean, I don't need 800 horsepower.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not sure how many horsepower is dual motor. Probably 600.
I think it is.
Like
I think it's a little over 600 horsepower.
Yes.
And then, like you said, you still get the all-wheel drive.
Yeah, got a good power. Feel really light. You don't feel like you're driving a big truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the driver plus the suite of safety features here. I'll actually just turn that off for the drive. And then this is your navigation screen, so you can do standard map or you can do satellite overlay, which is nice.
So when, let's say I plan a road trip or a trip to go somewhere that the charge doesn't reach, does it help you to plan the charge?
It does. I'll show you that after the drive. It'll tell you where you need to stop to charge, which is really handy. It also will tell you where the closest charging stations are and if they're available. There's a whole feature on here I'll show you.
And that's the car preconditioned for you before the charging? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Rivian and Tesla only a few car that's actually preconditioned the battery for you before you go get to the charger, which is, you need it when you have an EV because you want to get the most efficient charging time. I was just hoping Electrify America would offer more reliable charging system.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about that too. I've read some things about some of the chargers are not, sometimes they're not functioning or...
they're just hard to use sometimes too, because you have to go through apps, connect the credit card with the app.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have a phone signal, then you can't charge.
Yeah.
That's a little bit troublesome. Yeah, hopefully by the time we take delivery of this R1T, that would be improved, or Rivian would expand more of their charging station.
Yeah.
What's the Rivian charging system called?
Rivian Adventure Network. That's the fast charging, and then we have what's called Rivian Waypoints, which are the level 2s, which you'll start to see pop up. The waypoints are kind of like if you're going to be at a restaurant or in a mall for a few hours or at the movies. But the Rivian Adventure Network is our fast charging network. We currently have 2 in California. They're near Mammoth. There's one in Bishop and one in Inyokern. But those will start to steadily grow over the next year or two. You'll see a lot of those. California is a big market for us.
Yes, definitely.
So
one of the biggest.
We'll definitely see a lot of those pop up in very popular areas where people are camping, but also very popular urban areas where people are, commuting and whatnot.
Off-roading. Yeah. If I want to change the weight of the steering wheels to make it a little bit more stiff, then I change to sports?
So that will stiffen up the steering a little bit. Yep. And then, of course, conversely with off-roading, it'll soften everything up, including the pedals.
Yeah, I like the region on this. It's really controllable. So if you drive Tesla daily, like I do, or my wife does, easily adjust to this. No problem at all. So the camera capture they have the visual
of what's going on
around you with the car.
It'll pick up pedestrians.
And the map on the left.
Yeah.
You can see the map on the left.
Yep.
So you don't have to usually look at this. So we're turning right here, right?
Right here, yeah.
Even people. So really, really similar to the system that Tesla has, which is awesome. I mean, you want to get that standard, right?
Oh, absolutely.
The car has an LTE, correct? The internet.
It does.
Do you have to pay the monthly fee for that?
So currently it comes with the first year of ownership of the vehicle. We haven't really gotten into subscriptions the details of those yet. But from what I've heard, the latest update is that for at least the first year of ownership, the data plan and access to our charging network is complimentary.
For now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no expiration date yet.
Not yet. Not that I've seen. I think
Okay.
we're more focused in getting these in driveways than we are
Right.
selling subscriptions. So
Right.
we'll
Which
cross
is
that bridge when
awesome.
we get to it.
Which is awesome. I mean, no one wants to pay, extra fees because most likely the car payment's already high enough.
True.
So you have to deal with. It has that. You press the accelerator and then just go feeling.
Yep. Instant torque.
Yeah, instant torque. Even though the truck it's a lot bigger.
Yeah,
It
this
has
is over 7,000 pounds.
Yeah, this is
it
a lot of
moves
power.
for being so heavy.
Yes. And this is 0 to 60 in 3.1, was it?
Yeah, so if you put it in sport mode, like
Uh-huh.
let's say you're at the track and you want to smoke any of the supercars that are out there, put it in sport mode, and yeah, 0 to 60 in a little over 3 seconds.
Yeah. So are we gonna do that after?
I wish. We did some events last year.
That'd be awesome.
We did an event in Normal, Sonoma, and Agua Dulce where we had a proper track, and that was super fun. But
Yeah.
we've got a lot of tracks here in LA,
Take it
so
right.
yeah, take it right.
Like-
I mean, what's cool about this vehicle is, like, I always joke, you can get groceries on Wednesday, take it to track and race it on Friday, and
Exactly.
then do rock crawling or off-roading on Sunday. It's kind of all, jack of all trades.
Exactly. So you can change the mode or suspension height on the go.
Yeah, you can do it on the
Okay.
fly.
Can we try a little higher?
Yeah, so do you want to, so hit high there, and that'll take us up to 13 inches. So that's the highest you can ride in all-purpose. It does lower automatically if you go faster than 45,
Oh,
but
so-
we're going to stay on these streets.
So if you want to go 16, you have to go off-road, right?
Yeah, so 15 inches if you have it in off-road, then the highest it'll go is 15, and the lowest it will go in sport mode is 9.5 inches. So it's kind of, 6-inch difference, but also it's a personal preference too. Like, I personally like to ride in all-purpose pretty high up,
Right.
because then I feel like I'm driving a truck with a lift kit.
Right. Exactly. And you can see everything around you.
Especially on the freeway, and you need that in LA. I
Yeah.
want to see as far out ahead as possible.
Exactly. It's great visual from the driver's seat here. You can see everything. Where your front of the car is.
Good visibility.
Past the hood, and even on the side view mirror around you, back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Combine all that with the safety features, and it's a win-win situation. And then you can just keep going straight down Grand Avenue. I like to take people on Grand Avenue because it's a bit bumpy, and it's the closest
You
thing
can
we
feel
have
it,
to an
huh?
off-road experience. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. See, I love the air suspensions. Make it when even you go through bumps, you don't feel a lot of it.
Yes, it's got a soft ride mode and a stiff ride mode. The stiff, it bounces you around a little bit more. It does that in sport mode, but I love the soft ride motion because it's just for ride comfort, especially for people in the back seat.
Yes.
It's a really pleasant ride.
Can I try high on the brake?
Oh yeah,
Regen?
yeah, go ahead. Actually, I'll do it for you while you're... So we're still at a fairly high charge, so it may not be too distinguishable, but you let me know. I always keep it on high just because, of course, it's recapturing that energy, putting it back into the battery, which keeping your range optimized.
So I'm going to try to release this right now.
That's high.
Yeah, this is high.
Felt a little bit of difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely stronger than Tesla when you're on high. Make sure no cars. See? It's almost you step on the brake. Almost feel like you step on the brake. Yeah. So that's the sound I'm hearing, that's the motor sound?
Yep, those are the quad motors, that really nice whir.
I think that high regen takes some get used to. Does it come with the garage opener?
Well, you can program it, absolutely. So
But it comes with it. built-in.
Yeah. So it's a software provision, so you can actually program your garage door with the instructions that are in the UI. So yeah, you need a couple things. I think you need your clicker and a couple of pieces of information.
Just to link it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done it personally yet, but I've had a few people ask me about it on deliveries, and they were saying that the instructions are pretty clear.
Let's try standard. You feel that, Nat? The car is going down. See that?
Yeah.
It goes front, back, back.
Makes little micro adjustments.
See that? It's
And now we're at
adjusting.
11.5 inches.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, when we turn, maybe I try low. So how it feels. So if you're already here, we'll try everything. There you go. Now we're going low. So you won't really feel it because like we're driving. We're adjusting while we drive, right?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
As long when it's pulsing, that means it's adjusting. So we're now down at 10.1 inches.
What's that sound?
That's your
Alert
driver
you.
your safety features.
So alert if the car is next to your lane, you try to turn, right? You try to merge to your lane.
It gives you a nice heads up, just it gives you that extra distance, just so you can kind of look around and assess whether or not.
I kind of like alert sound. It's not like freaking you out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really soft.
Cool.
So are they starting to produce the R1S 2 now?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Those
Okay.
are on the production line. And early pre-order customers for the R1S have already gotten their delivery window emails.
Right.
And so some customers will get them, in the next few months to the end of this year, and then a lot of folks next year as well. But yeah, the delivery window emails are already going out, and guides have started to contact customers, which is cool.
Awesome. This is nice. How you like it? Yeah, it feels really good. I like the
Much better than
This is a phone charger, wireless charger.
Oh,
right
here.
there. Put on there.
so it's wireless charging right
cool?
here. This is cool. I love the fit and finish in here. This is
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is basically the replacement for your glove box. So, and your green light here. I'll show that to you when we park again. We'll go through another little interior feature thing.
This is nice.
So this is the floor mat that comes with the car?
Yep. So these are the Chillowitch, and then of course you can upgrade to the all-weather, which are those nice thick rubber. Like especially if you're going up.
Wow. I like that regen a lot. Like
it on a high setting.
yeah. Since
you just use the one pedal the whole time.
we have to need a little harder brake. I didn't even need to press on the brake at all, actually. So this whole trip, since we started, I haven't touched
You
the
haven't
brake
touched
yet.
the brake at all?
Nope.
Love it.
Nope. Because regular regen wouldn't do that. It just
Yeah,
would
you
just
would-
happen.
you would
Yeah,
have
it
to
would.
apply the brake,
Yeah,
yeah.
we would have to tap a little.
And
Yeah, it's awesome test drive, and you gave me all the information that I need.
Well, I'm glad you guys got here early too. We were able to do a little bit longer, which
it
is
is cool. Yeah, because I always have questions. Believe me,
well,
I have
hey,
more questions.
That's what this demo drive system is for. So you can get all that stuff clarified.
You want to change regen to normal now?
Sure.
That's good, because like
Doesn't
this.
feel that heavy.
Yeah, this glass roof. I'm sitting in the middle, but
It
my
really
head.
opens
Yeah,
up
my
when you're
head's
in the
still.
back. Yeah,
my
it's a
head's-
whole different experience.
My head's still not touching it.
Yeah.
Like, still have
I
space.
think you make it right.
Yeah, definitely love that instrument cluster in the front there. Yeah, with the map on the left, and then where you go in the front, and the speed on the right. So if I want to tow something, right? So I press on the towing mode.
Yep, so you would press tow, and then typically right out of the gate it's going to take you down to about 50% of the range, and then once it figures out what the weight of the trailer is, it'll start to update what the range is. And you can, like I said, you can tow up to 11,000 pounds.
So it calculates the weight using the tow hinge, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Exactly. Now while we're waiting, I'll show you really quick. You were asking about in the navigation system, let's say
Right.
you wanted to go to Las Vegas.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to type in MGM Las Vegas. So once it calculates the route, it's going to show you exactly where you need to stop. So here, now it shows you with the current charge we have at 217 miles, if you stop here, which is actually, I believe, Baker, California, you would charge for 33 minutes, and then after another 2.5 hours, you'll still arrive in Vegas with the 66 miles on arrival. So this really helps with just kind of planning the trip to make sure that you have enough juice.
And it will also precondition the battery before we get to the charger.
We've got all of our networks highlighted, as well as level 3 fast charging and what's available. So let's say I need to get to charge right now. I hit that teardrop. We're going to go over to BevMo where they've got fast chargers. Then I would assume, since we're going to start and go to that direction, then the battery would start to condition itself. Yeah. That's what you're asking, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's really crucial when you're on the road trip. Yeah. So when you get to the charging station, destination, the car will charge faster if it's preconditioned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To help you guide in.
So it has 3D.
This is bird's eye view.
Awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that nice?
It's easier to
all the cameras together. Yep.
So let's say you go off-roading, you see what's on the side of your truck.
Exactly. And then hit park on that silver button there. What's nice too about the cameras, since we're looking at that, I'll show you really quick. So you can toggle between bird's eye view and the side cameras. So let's say you're parallel parking, you'll be able to see. You don't want to scratch up those nice sport rims. And then of course you've got the reverse and the forward cameras, and of course all the additional cameras that are used for gear guard. There's 10 cameras on the outside of the vehicle.
I feel like air.
Oh yeah, so we had the ventilated seat on earlier. So
yeah, I have
the
it on.
front seats are heated and ventilated, and the middle row is heated. And then what's nice about the HVAC system is that
it uses a screen, huh?
The front, yes, it uses a screen. The front are electronically controlled. You can turn off and on individually. You've got floor as well as defroster, and then of course your rear HVAC, and of course we can unlock. Yeah, we can unlock that manual, and then of course you've got the floor, and then you can turn on lights here on the back, which turn on, or you can turn them on and off individually, which is nice.
So just by touching.
This is the Driver Plus sensor. So when you tap down twice on the driver stalk when you're on the freeway, it's not full autonomous driving. It's semi-autonomous. So basically you have your one hand on the steering wheel, and then this sensor is making sure that your eyes are on the road.
Yeah, so it's watching you while you drive.
It's just monitoring, making sure that you're,
Yeah, Tesla has similar
that
thing
you're
too.
paying attention. Yeah.
Yep. You don't fall asleep.
Because we don't have fully autonomous driving yet. Everyone's working on that platform, but we've got a lot of work to do. So. Yeah, so any of the doors you can open or close here. This is Gear Guard, so this is your security system, which has video as well as an alarm system. This is, you mentioned you had a Tesla, so Gear Guard video is, similar to Sentry mode.
Right.
I believe it's what it's called. One thing I will point out that a lot of Tesla customers ask is that currently the cameras on the vehicle don't activate when they're in motion. So this is not like a dash camera like Tesla can.
Okay.
Again, venture to say this probably will change with an over-the-air update, but if you did need an additional dash cam, you would need to put one in, because this does not
capture.
These don't record.
Right,
That's what I should have said. They don't record. They do
good to
record.
know.
They absolutely record though if you have the gear.
When you park the car.
On. Yeah.
Yeah, when you park the car and then it's trigger the security, then it recorded in the back.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you were mentioning the garage door thing. I haven't done this personally, but it's got some really nice instructions on how to actually pair it with your garage. You need a few things here. Your remote. Let's say there's one more thing that I just thought about. So you were mentioning that you really like the map there, the navigation map. So you can toggle between 3 different screens. So if you hold your thumb down on that left button there, one more over. So leave it pressed down, and you can toggle between PSI on the tires, and hold it down one more time, and then efficiency.
Okay.
So you can also see battery efficiency. So at least that way, you know, you've got it all the way down as close as it can get.
Try to get in that.
You know.
So the car now is at the lowest setting on the suspensions.
Yep.
Looks pretty cool though. with that
Those
20
few inches make
yeah,
a difference,
22 inches.
You know?
Yeah. Now it looks like a lower sport trucks.
Yeah.
This
it's
is cool.
Squatting essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's as low as it can go.
All right, so we just finished the first mile test drive with this beautiful yellow R1T. Wow, it's really, really awesome test drive. I love the test drive and how, you know, he instructed and answered every single question I have. I had so many questions. I probably had more questions in my head, but I couldn't think of. But the whole experience, it's probably the best experience test drive so far, because I had a test drive with Tesla before. We bought the car, we just took the car off and then drove by ourselves. So any questions we had, we couldn't ask them. He was really nice, the Rivian advisor, and answered every questions, every single details that I had. So yeah, love the test drive. Now we're just gonna head home, and thank you again for watching today's video. And don't forget to click like if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe for future content. We'll see you on the next video.